Fox News headlines 24/7. The news begins anew every 15 minutes on Sirius XM 115.
Hey, good morning. We are live from America's news headquarters. I'm Brett Larson with Derricke. Happening now, the president's decision to ban transgender service in the armed forces, creating a conflict among military members. One side squarely behind the commander-in-chief in his decision, including former Marine Duncan Hunter. Senator Tammy Duckworth, who lost her legs and partial use of her right arm during the Iraq War, called Trump's announcement discriminatory.
A win for the Trump administration in Wisconsin. Electronics giant Foxconn planning to build a $10 billion factory, employing 3,000 people to produce panels used in television and computer screens.
We're announcing the single largest economic development project in the history of the state of Wisconsin and one of the largest in the history of this country.
Governor Scott Walker on the news that Foxconn is best known for assembling Apple's iPhones in China.
And just ahead, the pharma bro, Martin Shkreli, is back in the courtroom. Details on that story and the rest of the day's news all next year on Fox News Headlines 24/7.
You're listening to Sirius XM Radio.
Want to know what's up even in the middle of the night? Fox News Headlines is on it. Always live, always there with the latest Fox News Headlines 24/7.
Fox News Headlines 24/7. The trial for a hedge fund manager accused of being a con man will end soon. Fox's Rich Dennison with the story.
Closing arguments are scheduled today in the securities fraud trial of Martin Shkreli. Prosecutors say the former hedge fund manager and biotech CEO is a con man who lied to investors as he ran two hedge funds into the ground. Defense attorneys say he's a misunderstood genius who ended up making money for his alleged victims. He received national attention for dramatically increasing prices for life-saving drugs and blasting critics on social media platforms where he was dubbed Pharma Bro. The jury could begin deliberations tomorrow. Rich Dennison, Fox News.
In South Carolina, a judge rules in favor of a woman asking for protection against a former same-sex partner. Fox's Evan Brown.
A woman who in legal filings is known as Jane Doe in South Carolina sought an order of protection against another woman, someone she had planned to marry. That ex-fiancé had physically attacked her, but the courts denied Jane Doe their help, saying the state's domestic violence protections didn't apply to two people of the same gender not married. Jane Doe sued, and now the South Carolina Supreme Court says she was right. The law is not constitutional. It must protect all types of domestic pairings, or else it violates the Equal Protection Clause. Evan Brown, Fox News.
You're listening to Fox News Headlines 24/7. We're exclusively on Sirius XM 115.
Media Minute with Howard Kurtz.
Fake news, it turns out, isn't always the fault of the media. Sometimes I'm going to blame the consumers. New Politico Morning Consult poll takes a look at what Trump voters think about who won the popular vote last fall. About half, 49% of Trump voters say Donald Trump won the popular vote. 40% say Hillary Clinton. If you look at the overall universe in the poll, it's 59% to 28%. Of course, Hillary Clinton won by almost 3 million votes. Now, Donald Trump has said that he would have won the popular vote if millions of legal people hadn't voted. No proof of that, but at least he doesn't even say he won. He said he could have won. And certainly the vast majority of news reports say, as a matter of fact, that Hillary Clinton won the popular vote. She's not president. Ultimately, it doesn't matter. But when you look at the fact that half of Trump voters don't believe this basic fact, it tells you something about distrust of the media, but also willingness to believe something that simply isn't true. With your Media Minute, Howie Kurtz, Fox News.
A touching moment during the White House press briefing. I'm Carly Shimkiss. I'll have the details coming up in the Fox News Mobile Digital Update.
Time now for your Fox News Mobile Digital Update. Carly Shimkiss joins us live.
Brett and Derricke, Rolling Stone magazine wants Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau to be the leader of the United States as well. The magazine's new cover causing some controversy. Now, it features a photo of the Canadian Prime Minister and includes the headline, "Why can't he be our president?" The article outlines the differences between the two leaders, and Trudeau is quoted as saying that he does have a constructive working relationship with the president despite their disagreements. But Rolling Stone's relationship with Trump supporters is now on the rocks. Many calling the headline disrespectful, including Tony Lee on Twitter, who says magazine employees should move to Canada if they desire Trudeau's leadership. Still others agree with the headline. And while Rolling Stone appears to be smitten with the Canadian leader, things aren't as clear-cut in Canada, with Trudeau's approval rating down to about 50%. A touching moment during the White House press briefing yesterday. Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders kicked things off by reading a fan letter from one of the president's young supporters with an interesting nickname.
My name is Dylan Harbin, but everybody calls me Pickle. I like you so much that I had a birthday about you. My cake was the shape of your hat. Dylan, I hope you're watching because the president wanted me to personally tell you hello.
That's awesome.
Isn't that great? Well,
Pickle,
guess what,
what a great nickname. What's up, Pickle?
What's up, Pickle? That sweet moment, though, guys, kind of turned sour on social media. Pickle became a top trending topic nationally, on that left-hand column of Twitter. Pickle was there last night. People called the letter fake. They also attacked the kid who wrote it. Come on. Still some positive tweets like this one from Scott Terry, who wrote, "We need more of these make you smile moments." You can't disagree with that.
So where does the name Pickle come from?
Well, his name is Dylan. So Dill Pickle.
I get it.
Brett, did you know? Did you pick up on that without me even saying it? Somebody had to tell me that.
Oh, no, I got it right. As soon as he said his name was Dylan.
That's why you make the big bucks, man.
Yeah, right.
Oh, my God.
When you said interesting nickname and his name was Dylan, I wasn't sure where you were going to go, but Pickle made sense.
I'm leaving now.
Probably a good idea.
Bye, guys.
Thanks, Carly.
Fox News headlines 24/7. We're always on, always live here on Sirius XM 115. Good morning. I'm Derricke Dennis here with Brett Larson, a U.S. Navy officer. Pledged his loyalty to the president during a conference in Australia. Fox's Tom Rigotti with the story.
If you were in the military and the president ordered a nuclear strike, would you follow the order? U.S. Pacific Fleet Commander Admiral Scott Swift is leaving no doubt he would, saying he'd launch a nuclear strike against China next week if President Trump ordered it. Scott is also warning against the military ever shifting its allegiance from its commander-in-chief. He made the remarks at the Australian National University Security Conference Thursday following a joint U.S.-Australian military exercise. Those drills were monitored by a Chinese intelligence gathering ship off northeast Australia. Tom Rigotti, Fox News.
From the Fox News Channel, President Trump slamming Attorney General Jeff Sessions over his recusal from the Russia investigation. But Republican Senator James Lankford of Oklahoma tells the story. He's siding with Sessions on this one.
I think that'd be a big mistake as well. Again, the people that work for me and around me, if I have a problem, we sit down in my office and we get a chance to talk it through and to be able to settle it. I don't go to the media to be able to resolve those issues. I just don't think that's the right way to be able to resolve it. The president has access to every person on his staff at any time that he wants to visit with them. And if he has an issue with Jeff, he should certainly call him in and sit down and say, let's try to resolve whatever issues may need to be there. But Jeff Sessions firmly inside of the law. The law does not allow him to be involved in the Russia investigation because of his role during the campaign. He needs to recuse himself, should recuse himself, but that doesn't mean the investigation is going to be unfair. They're going to go after facts, try to deal with the facts. And what Brit Hume was saying before, that Jeff Sessions is not the president's personal goalie, could not be more true. He has to be able to actually implement the law. So he's putting in U.S. attorneys around the country. He's working with the criminal cases that are happening. He's putting together issues on religious liberty in the administration. He's doing what the Attorney General needs to do.
Catch the story with Martha McCallum weeknights on the Fox News Channel. Listen to it here on Sirius XM. You'll find it on channel 114. Entertainment is next. Jacqueline Carl, what you working on?
Singer Justin Bieber hits a photographer with his truck. That story and entertainment on Fox News Headlines 24/7.
Tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern.
President Trump's communications director, Anthony Scaramucci, tipping his hat on Twitter, calling for a federal investigation into White House leaks. The latest in our top stories ahead at the bottom of the hour. But first, Fox Entertainment. Here's Jacqueline Carl.
Singer Justin Bieber accidentally hit a photographer with his truck as he left the church in Beverly Hills last night. And in video footage obtained by TMZ, you see the singer pulling away from a bunch of photographers snapping pictures when one of them was hit by Bieber's truck. The singer immediately gets out of his truck and goes to the photog's aide, asking him what he needed and what we can do for you. In this footage, you can hear Bieber's concern for the man as he checks to see who's around and who's trying to help.
What are you doing? Are you training your team? You're not. If you could just give us a little space, okay?
Bieber reportedly stayed with the photographer until police arrived, and after giving a statement, was permitted to leave. The 57-year-old photographer was taken to a hospital, and according to a Beverly Hills police sergeant, the man did not have life-threatening injuries, according to the LA Times. HBO announcing a production will begin next year on a mini-series about the Chernobyl nuclear disaster.
Ooh,
I know.
That's going to be good.
It should be. It's a 5-part series starring Jared Harris as a Soviet scientist tapped by the Kremlin to investigate the accident. It dramatizes the events of the 1986 Ukrainian nuclear catastrophe, resulting in widespread radioactive fallout. 30 people were killed and more than 100,000 had to be relocated. Yeah. Didn't they do a movie like that a long time ago, like Jane Fonda?
They may have. I know there's a horror film called The Chernobyl Diaries where there's apparently like radiated people that still live there. But that's not, obviously.
I think I saw
true.
that.
Super
I go
scary,
for the fictional stuff myself. Yeah. I'm Jacqueline Carl, Fox News.
Jacqueline, thank you.
This is Fox News Headlines.